and welcome back to the Talk No One Talks About, where I bring you bits and pieces of all the unpopular, uncomfortable conversations you don't get anywhere else. As you already know, we're discussing menstrual hygiene, experience, health, and all things period. Today, we're discussing the visibility of menstruation. I'm talking being stained in public and all of that. I am not doing this alone. Of course, I have with me the very gorgeous Jennifer.
Hi. Hi. It's nice to meet you again.
Hi, Jennifer. I also have with me Destiny here.
Hi.
Destiny and Jennifer, tell us your name, what you do, and yeah, let's get into the episode.
Okay. I'm half human journey. I'm a content creator. And what do you?
Yeah, it's okay. That's great. The famous half human Jenny. All right, Destiny.
Okay, I'm Destiny Uba. I'm a data analysis. I also do furnitures. So I'm here on the show no one talks about.
The talk
No one talks about.
So, yeah, thank you so much for coming. This is such an interesting combination, and I can't wait to have this discussed. So, I think my first question to you both is, why is being stained, like bleeding through your clothes, seen as something embarrassing in our society?
I'll start with saying, first of all, it shouldn't be embarrassing, but then it goes back to the cultural, religious norms that goes with, talking about periods being dirty, periods being unholy. It goes back to also where there's no proper education or awareness, people talking about periods. People don't have proper awareness on periods, and that is why there's all the stigma, there's all the... Yeah.
Okay, Destiny, let's hear it.
Okay. Some part of it is historical shame, which is way back, is like dated way back, of course. And a lot of religion, like we all know, when a woman is menstruating, she's not supposed to do a lot of things, like, of course, cooking,
Are we saying she's not supposed to, or people believe she's not supposed to?
Pardon?
Are we saying she's not supposed to, or people believe, like these are the beliefs that people
certain
have?
religion believe that she's unclean. It's a taboo for a woman at that point to indulge in cooking or being with her husband or going to church or a place of worship. I'm not going to say church. So, and then it has to do with, of course, lack of education.
Yeah.
People are not educated enough to understand that menstruation is not a choice. Because if it was a choice, I won't choose it. It's a natural cause, of course. And of course, the stigma has just been there for a very long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say, what emotions would you say are associated with, or what emotions do you think that people will have like that experience publicly? Like, let me even make it personal. Let me drive it home to you. What happens? How do you feel? Or how would you feel like if you were in the market or if you're like in a public place and then someone taps you and says you're stained?
Truthfully, shame. And it's not supposed to be that. But I think over time, the way it's been, the way they've gone about it, the way they've spoken about menstrual periods and all that, I just feel shame. You would feel shame. You just, because somebody shouldn't be seeing this. It's not clean. Why is anybody seeing this unclean part of me?
It's so
but it's
regular.
Not supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
Even most times when people see you stained outside, before they even walk up to you to speak to you about it, the disgust in their face as well, before you speak to you, is another thing that will make you feel disgusted about your own self, feel the shame. So it's shame, that's the emotion, but it's not supposed to be that.
Yeah. Okay, Destiny.
Well, the shock that comes with it, especially if you weren't expecting it. A lot of women don't know how to calculate their cycle. So they just go about their way, and the shock that comes with it, it can be depressing because of how the public portray it to be. There's even other cases whereby if you see your menses in the public, how you're going to be treated like an outcast, especially from the hoodlums. These people control you.
From the what?
From the hoodlums.
Oh, okay.
They'll make you feel being a woman is a crime, and menses is, of course,
something to be ashamed of.
Something to be ashamed of, a taboo, disgust.
Yeah. So great. Something happened yesterday. Should we get into it? Because it's so fun. Should we do that?
Yes.
I like to be practical. I like to bring personal experiences. And I'm so glad because last night we were out having girls' time, not just girls, but then later it became girls' time. So when we got to the rooms, because it was cold to go and have something covering up, because I think it started to rain. And then we were going into the room. She didn't know she was on her period, Jennifer. And I tapped her. I was like, babe, you're stained.
And I go, oh.
And she was just like, oh.
And she was shocked.
Yeah, she was shocked. But it felt so fun because that's what we are discussing today. And I laughed about it. I'm definitely bringing this up. I'm definitely bringing this up. But how did you feel? Did you feel embarrassed?
No, I did not, because it was you, and the way you kind of said it, I did not. I just went to the bathroom and did my thing.
See, so you make the difference.
Yes.
You should be like actually. Me. You make the difference. So I was like, oh, this is nature or the universe has a very funny way of playing games. It was so fun. I was so excited. I was like, oh, that's so beautiful.
And how did you feel?
Me? I felt indifferent. It's a period. Okay. It's a very natural occurrence. I'm so glad you asked me that. People don't ask me questions on the show. I'm so glad you asked me that because I was like, oh, I don't think she knows. Okay. That she's stained. Because of course we started to go into the room. So there's a part of me that would have felt like maybe that's why she's coming into the room, right? Because people are always silent about the period. Instead of saying, oh, I want to go and change, they can just be like, let me go and get something. Do you get? So that they can have that private personal moment. But we're at the era where, and my politics is talk about periods to everybody, talk about periods to every fucking person. Am I supposed
don't to hide this. Don't be shy about it. There's no
talk. So when I saw it, I was like, my mind was like, maybe she knows, maybe that's why she's here to change. But I was like, no, I don't. Let me just say it. And I did that. I was so glad that she didn't have that initial, oh my God, period thing. And I was like, this is such a teachable moment.
I even wanted to tell you that I'm not even supposed to be on my period. I'm supposed to see my period. I don't know what's going on, but okay, whatever.
You said you saw your period
2 weeks ago. So what is happening? I mean, I even asked if it was healthy.
Oh God.
That was hormonal imbalance. So.
Yeah, but we should talk to
someone. You should watch the show. We talked about that earlier.
We did with the doctor in the house.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'll come to you after.
So I want to know, how does the fear of being visible, that vulnerability of oh my God, I'm on my period and people can see me on my period or people can see me messed up. How does it affect participation in, say, social activity, school or at work?
Well, it will decrease your productivity because of a lot of course, bathroom breaks, and then it also has something to do with the mental health, which some people can call it mood swings. And then it can actually, of course, how the world look at it, if you're in a workplace, if you're a female and then of course you're menstruating, it can actually even affect your work promotion. Why did I say that? They would think you're not competent because of course, especially if you have that menstrual stand, it's how there's a certain way they will look at you. And the gossips, that's actually very, very intense, So
Especially when you're like in a very physically tasking field as a woman, it can really, really affect your productivity. And then it dates back to school as well, like secondary school, when boys especially find out that a girl babies. I had a friend in secondary school. She was one of the first people that saw their period like in just one. And so there was all that stigma that, oh, you started to sleep with boys. That's why you're seeing your period at this age. There was all that shame. She didn't come to school the whole week. I mean, we all knew why, because she was ashamed. I mean, people talking about even the boys that had never seen her before. So, yeah, I slept with her. I mean, I've slept with her.
Why do men
everybody
do that?
just went ahead, like they just kind of stigmatized her. So that's in school. So, I mean, if you're around something like that and you are about to see your period or you see your period, you would feel the need to hide. You feel the need not to participate, or you don't want to be also a victim like the girl and the guys.
And a lot of outdoor activities too.
That drives it home.
That shame.
Also, I think I had the personal experience myself, a couple of them. But sometimes we don't even want to feed into these norms and these stereotypes, but because you exist in a society that does, and you are already used to these stereotypes, right? Okay, because when I have like very heavy flow, and when I was about to go for my camp, NYSC campaign, I didn't see my period before it. And I knew that, okay, this is a space where I expected to wear white. First of all, I have like very heavy flows, and it like messes with me. Do you understand? Like possibilities of me being stained are like so high. I'm like, if I go to camp with this thing, I'm going to mess up myself. I don't even know how I'm going to survive. And what did I do? On my way to camp, I still remember that day, because it was also a decision. I don't like to regret stuff, but I can say that if I think of stuff that probably I sat at some point and feel like, maybe I regret this. Because on my way to camp, I stopped by a pharmacy and I asked for contraceptive. It was also my first time taking it. I took like the injection contraceptive that holds your period for like a while. They told me to hold it for 3 months. It did not. But it held it for like a month or something. Best part, I did see my period in camp. Worst part, I bled for months. Like I was just spotting for months on ending, like every fucking day. I was like, this is not worth it.
Did you have to?
Why did nobody say that this could happen to you when you take contraceptive, right? So now that we're having these conversations, it's like, it's the embarrassment, it's the period stigma, it's the vulnerability of being seen on your period that I was avoiding at that point. And it had not even happened. I made like those decisions to avoid that.
And the discomfort that comes with it.
Yeah,
it comes with a lot of...
And if we had not been around people being shamed for their period and all that, we would not have the feeling, we would not feel the need to hide or do the things we do for our period.
So how would you think that now, given where we are now with this conversation, right, as a people, as a society, with discourses that we're having, how would you think that we should navigate? So we will know better, or we who are dealing, who now have the awareness that this is what it is. Theoretically, this is where this is coming from. This is the foundation of this shame and all of that. How would you say that we should navigate this?
Create a safe space where women, men can just talk about it, understand that, of course, period is a natural occurrence. And also educate boys, men, to, of course, have empathy when they see a woman with period stain. That it's not a crime. She didn't just have sex. She didn't just fall somewhere and then there's blood all over her. We should train our boys, especially our boys, because this is coming from, especially peer pressures, like you earlier mentioned, school. Yeah. That's where the foundation is coming from.
Okay, Jenny.
I would say, apart from social spaces, I would say even in our individual lives, when between me, I have two sisters. I'll say 3 sisters. I have 3 sisters, and we speak about everything. We talk about everything other than periods. So I just feel like even in our daily lives, like even as friends, we talk about periods.
Make every space a period safe space.
And when we're talking about it, don't hide your mouth. Don't like reduce your voice. Like talk about it. And then when parents are talking to their daughters about periods, I feel like your sons should be there as well. You're not necessarily like telling them what to do, but you're educating them while
Because
you're
they'll
telling
go
your
out there and
daughters.
navigate life
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
women.
So I just feel like in our social circles, in our small circles, we ought to talk about what's it called now, menstruation a lot more. And even normalizing guys having tampons in their pockets or something. I've walked into a guy's bathroom before and I saw tampons and I'm like, oh yeah, nice. Like it made me even feel more comfortable. So all of that.
Great.
Before.
So how would you say that period positive conversations that have been happening online, because they've been happening, especially on Twitter, it's like, I love it so much. It's one of my micro or macro is that word correct? It's one of my aggressive feminist things where someone talks about their period and then there are some fools, they're like, oh my god, keep this secret, nothing is, women are just
Yeah.
talking about stuff. I'm like, yeah, a fool, blood is thick. I'm just there, like, and women are there, like 2,000 women all over the world, women unite and they're just like, oh my god, my blood clots for today was so thick, period is making me throw up. I sneezed and it fell out. You get it?
Go
So
out.
like, how would you think that these conversations, not just these ones who are aimed to like shut people who try to shut people who see periods down at, but like the other conversations where people are talking about like their period experiences, like mentally, health-wise, psychologically, like the entire experiences that they are having, anything, the random, the complicated, the educative, all the conversations that people are having on social media. How would you say that it's now influencing social attitudes of people about periods?
Even the last thing I just said about walking into a guy's bathroom and
Yeah.
seeing tampons, I feel like all these conversations, all this awareness that's being created over time has started to like show its impact in people.
Yeah,
And I
it's
feel
brought
like
us
if we
here.
continue like that, it's just going to, I feel like in the next 4-5 years, it's not going to be a topic. It's just going to be what everybody knows now, what everybody accepts, what just goes. So just the continued awareness, the continued education of menstrual periods and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there have been a lot of course, campaign too on social media,
Yeah.
which is changing people narrative about menstruation, making people understand, especially the cultural shame, the historical cultural shame thingy, where period was formerly seen as a taboo. I think some of the culture coming around it, they're beginning to understand, because the men are now showing empathy. I'm trying not to be biased, but I think I have friends that now, I mean, their culture, they're not supposed to say sorry. You're just supposed to hide it, you know. But now they can just see through you. Are you okay? You understand me? Sorry, I think it's that women thingy. Sorry about it.
So these friends with the culture, are they like male friends?
Male friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Male
Okay.
friends.
This has been very practical. I love how we navigated the conversations with our personal lives and our personal experiences. It's been so great having this chat with you. And I want us to know, is there something we can leave with the audience? Something you think that we can leave with the audience? Give them one hot take or something that will shock them. Or anything. Just tell us.
It can be policy, maybe. Workplaces, anywhere where they can make provision for tampon pads for women. You get, they should put it in office schedule.
Yeah, Destiny is telling you to buy pads and put everywhere.
Yeah, because it can happen any minute and any time.
And it can happen to anyone.
It can happen to anybody. Your wife, your daughter. You get any place. You just can't say, oh.
Even strangers.
Yeah, of course, even strangers.
No,
I would even say as a girlie or a guy, you should always have a tampon or a pad in your bag or in your pocket somewhere for anybody who just needs, because you might just be in the bathroom and somebody needs help, and it's been nice for you to make them feel safe in that way.
Yeah. So thank you so much for this very engaging chat. It's been so great having you. You are so gorgeous. She's so gorgeous. Yeah, you look gorgeous yourself.
Thank you.
Wow.
You look interesting.
I look like a book, guys. Interesting, or perhaps a documentary. Who knows?
Not a puzzle. I will deal with puzzle.
A puzzle?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get into it. Thank you so much for your time with us. Until the next time, this is goodbye from the Talk No One Talks About. Please do not forget to drop your comments, drop your observations. Tell us something. Tell us an experience. A time you got stayed up, a time you helped someone, what you would do better learning from this episode. We want to hear from you. Until the next time, it's goodbye from the Talk No One Talks About.
Bye.
Bye.